Hey, everybody, welcome to this session on single parenting success. We appreciate you for being here at the summit. I hope that you are enjoying all the sessions you've heard so far and you're ready for this one. This one will be great. I'm really excited about it. I think there are a lot of parents out there who need to hear this information, who need to hear the motivation and encouragement that will likely come from this conversation all about single parenting. So make sure that you stay tuned, you take some notes for some nuggets, and also make sure that when you get the recordings or the replays, share this with your friends because I think this will be super powerful. So I am joined by Uniqua P, aka Motherhood Unfiltered, and I'm going to pass it over to you to introduce yourself, and then we'll jump right into our conversation.
Okay, well, hi everyone. I am Uniqua P, or my whole name is Uniqua. I am the creator of Motherhood Unfiltered. I am the mother to one wonderful boy. So I'm a boy mom. Yeah, I'm just excited to get this going. Oh, and my social media. So Motherhood Unfiltered, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Same name. I also have a YouTube. I'm gonna start posting soon. Same name, and you guys can subscribe to me there.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And I just want to say that I was early in my parenting journey, y'all, and found your social media, like the algorithm connected me to you on like a random day, and I was like, oh yes, she is literally speaking about what I'm feeling, and I don't see anybody else talking about this. I gotta follow. And then we finally had the chance to like really start to converse, maybe towards the end of last year, so or summertime last year, and it's been great ever since. So
Yeah.
super grateful and grateful to have you here. And I know that people are going to like see what I see through our conversation today. Um, so let's talk about redefining single motherhood, which I think you do a really good job of. There's some other creators too, but I think you do a great job at this. So we already know that there's this like common perception that single motherhood is nothing but struggle and chaos. And what's like a narrative about single parenting that you think needs to change?
Definitely that it's nothing but struggle and chaos. That is not true. While struggle and chaos may play a part, just it being just that, definitely not true. I think that when you talk about struggle, I think the one thing that needs to change as far as changing narratives is that all single mothers are just struggling. We're just all just out here down and out, desperate, and all of that. As far as like the chaos part, definitely the narrative on that needs to change because not all single moms have the chaotic story or the chaotic co-parenting. Some of us,
Right.
don't even really co-parent. So we don't have that chaos. So that narrative for sure needs to go out the window.
Yeah. How have you like reshaped that story in your own life?
Definitely not subscribing to that um at all. I'm not going to say that I don't have my struggles because that would be a lie, right? But just honestly, just enjoying the moment, enjoying the struggle, enjoying the chaos
Yeah.
that I would say my chaos because I don't have, all of us don't have the same chaos. So it sounds crazy, but kind of enjoying that chaos because if you don't find a way to, you're going to lose your mind.
Yeah.
You're going to
And
lose
I
your mind.
would say, as a parent who knows and have connected with other moms, everybody has chaos in parenting some way, somehow,
Yes,
even if they're not a single parent.
correct.
There are people who are not single parents with more chaos, more
This is
chaos,
true.
more struggle
Yep,
when they talk about it. And so
yep,
everybody's situation is different. So, like,
correct.
applying that perception to saying all single mothers are like this
Mm-hmm.
literally makes people think that that's what it's like. And I think what's
True.
special about you is that you're like, I'm not subscribing to that.
Mm-mm.
Like, that's not my life. I'm not even about to tell you it's my life because it's not. And I think that that's just like a super important perspective
Yes,
um, for people to have.
it is.
So we know that there's challenges. So let's talk about like being a single parent and knowing that it comes with those challenges, from finances to like decision making to just being tired, right? And we know that that's common with motherhood, period.
Right.
So what has helped you both through the happiest moments, and what advice would you give to other single moms who feel overwhelmed?
What has helped me through that? Ooh. honestly, prayer, if you're a faith or, whatever you believe in, really connecting back with that source because you're going to need it. The times when you can't call on anyone else, for me, I call on God because that's just how it is. Even in the happy moments, I'm not just, calling when it's struggle, chaos, or whatever.
Yeah.
No, but even in those happy moments, just looking at my child and being like, wow, I think I can do this. Um, yeah, I really think that's what it is for me. And also the biggest thing too that helped me would be community. um, Everyone around me, pulling from those sources however I can, even in the happy moments. Because when I'm happy, I might just want to have some me time. I want to skedaddle. I need to
Yeah.
talk to my community so that I can, have somebody watch him so I can go. But definitely pulling from my community, prayer, going back to the source, and honestly living in the moment, no matter what it is. Even if it's a moment like, well, you said happy, so I'm gonna say in the happy moments, live in that moment. And even the moments where you just want to run away, live in the moment.
Yeah.
Just
Feel the
live in it.
feelings.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I like that. I
So
like living in the moment. I was listening to something yesterday, and it was
mhm,
like they're like, is no past, there is no future. Like all you really have is the present moment. And
true.
so I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, okay. I think I see what the person is like getting at. Is like if I spend too much time dwelling on the past and the what ifs and the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and I'm thinking about, okay, I gotta hustle and like make all this happen for my future. I literally miss everything in the process. I'll miss, especially with kids, you'll
Yes,
miss all the stuff like
this is
because they
true.
are constantly growing and changing. So I love that you said that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good tip for moms and parents
Yes.
in general and
Mhm.
people in general.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just talked about like finding joy and living in the present moment, and so let's keep going on that route. So
Okay.
we know that parenting, especially solo parenting, isn't always like picture perfect, but that
Correct.
doesn't mean it's all struggle, as you said, right? So how do you create moments of joy, connection, and even self-care in the middle of like the daily day-to-day chaos?
Moments of joy, connection, and self care. Moments of joy, honestly, within motherhood, you just really have to find that. So if it comes to, especially solo parenting, for the most part, you're with your kid all the time or your kids all the time. So honestly, once again, circling back, taking in that moment, I could just be feeling like, bump this, I want to run away today. But my child will come in here and laugh. He will sing. He will jump. He will randomly kiss me. He will just start talking about just anything. He loves Sonic, so he'll talk about Sonic. And in that moment, I'm just happy. I'm finding
Yeah.
joy within everything else, like you said, that I have to think about, from finances to worrying about what we're going to eat, worrying about what we're going to do. And when you're a solo parent, you worry about the future a lot. You kind of miss living in the moment because you're living in the moment, but you're trying to make this moment matter for the future. So
Yeah.
yeah, so in that moment, just him doing that, being himself, it kind of takes away that. So that's creating that joy, for even if it's just for a moment, it's creating that joy. As far as connection, once again, circling back, community, um talking to other moms, connecting with friends, even if they aren't parents, connecting with friends, connecting with family, finding a way to separate yourself from motherhood at some point. Because if you don't, you won't have that moment of joy. You won't be able to find that moment of joy because you're kind of stuck in that one title, right?
Yeah.
So I try to connect, when it comes to being a mom, but I also try to disconnect from that for a moment and find connection that's not that connection, that's fulfilling me, so that I can function right as a solo parent. Because as a solo parent, your child really only has you. In
Hmm.
my case, I'll speak for me, only has me. So if I'm not finding that connection for myself, I'm going to ruin his day. I'm going to ruin my day, and I'm going to ruin the day of anyone around me. And
Yeah.
that's no help to anyone, especially when you're doing this by yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and as far as self care, honestly, I just try to find time for self care.
Yeah.
Um, the days I work from home, I'll say, okay, if the emails are slow, I'm gonna go make me some food because I love food. That's
Yeah.
my thing. So I'm gonna make what I want to eat, and my child probably already ate, so now I can just have this meal for me. I don't have to share.
Yeah.
or, or I would, okay, my child is taken care of. I'm about to go take me a hot steamy shower. I'm about to body scrub it out, just exfoliate all this stuff for me. Or if I have time, my child isn't here, let me go run to Starbucks because that's my thing. Let me go to Target. Let me go to Walmart. Wherever you go, or whatever you do, just trying to do that just for a moment. Even if you can't, be away from your child for a whole day, or if you can't, all you have is like an hour or so to yourself. Finding what brings you joy, whether that's going to a drive-through, going to see a movie, going to see a friend really quick. Yeah, that's how I do it, or that's tips of how others should do it.
I like that. And I like that a lot of what you said is either at home, where you're creating those moments at home, like right when your son is settled, or something you can go and do really quickly, but that will like likely bring you joy, connection with self. You get out of the house, right? Going to pick
Yes.
up coffee outside like one day, and
Hmm.
then look, now you're outside and you're enjoying the weather, and
Yep.
you can see the sunshine, and it may boost your mood. So
That is so
I
true.
love that. You started to touch on something that I want to ask you, which is
Okay.
like you were touching on like being more than a mom. Like
Hmm.
I am a mom, like, right,
Hmm.
but I try to disconnect from that. So what would you
Yes.
say to moms who are kind of stuck in this identity of like, I don't know who I am outside of motherhood, or I feel like I'm just a mom, and that's all I can worry about?
One, I'm gonna say your feelings are valid because naturally when we become mothers, we just spring into that.
Yep.
And it's okay to feel that way. I'm gonna start with that. It's okay to feel that way because honestly, your life has changed.
Yeah.
You're not who you were before. You are literally responsible for a whole human. Every step you take, you have to think about that, that person or persons. So that's valid to feel like this is all I am now. This, I don't know anything else because honestly, I was just telling one of my friends, I can't tell you about my past life until I think about it. I can't tell you
Yeah.
what I did prior to being a mama unless you say something. I'm like, oh my God, I did do that because I kind of forgot that, right? Because now all I know is this, which is no problem, but this is all I know. So when you start to feel like that, I think the best thing to do is to realize it that you're just falling into that. And it's okay. Just tell yourself, like, hey, I'm falling into just being a mom. And it's going to show because we don't take care of ourselves. We put ourselves last. We're more irritable. Everything
Yeah.
bothers us. You'll be able to tell. So I think the first step is telling yourself, like, hey, I'm getting lost in this. The second step is to realize that you are not alone and it's okay because I promise you, the mom next door to you is feeling the same way. So it's
Yep.
not just you. And so once you realize that and you look around and you say, hey, whatever your name is, mine is Uniqua. I was Uniqua before I was this child's mother. So who am I and who am I now? Let me figure out who I am now because I've changed.
Yeah.
So who am I now? Because not only am I introducing this person that I am now to this child because they don't know me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
introducing this to this child, I need to look in the mirror and introduce this new her to me. But I also need to try to navigate this new her without feeling stuck to what I just became.
Yeah.
And it's just really intention. You have to be intentional about it because if you aren't, you're going to be stuck there. You're
Yeah.
going to be stuck there. So you have to be intentional about, hey, I'm tapping into me, me. Whether that's okay, after the baby, I gained a few pounds. Let me go figure out what I need to do to get on my fitness journey. If that's after I had the baby, well, before the baby, I was in school for this or I went to school for that and I wanted to do this, but I stopped it. Dreams literally are not gone just because you had a baby. Go ahead and sign up to that school. Go do what you need to do for
Yeah.
you. Like just do that for you. Even if you feel like you've changed to the point where you do not know who you are, you may be, facing new things. Therapy. Get into therapy because you're doing it for you. Is it going to help, your children? Yes. But in this moment, focus on it helping for you. it's literally all about intention and being honest with yourself, and knowing the biggest thing is knowing that you are not the only mom that's out here feeling like that at all.
Literally not, y'all. I have felt that. And I've been like, who was like when I remember having to introduce myself at these like different sessions or workshops I'm on. People are like, "So who are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Dom. I'm a mom. Like for a while,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm Dom, I'm a mom. Like, and then I said, yes, I am a mom, and from here on out, I'm going to be a mom. Like that
that's
is
right.
literally a part of my identity, but
For
it's not
real.
my whole identity. Like I was still put on this earth, purpose to raise these children, right? But
Yep.
there's something else I'm supposed to do. And
Right.
honestly, I would have never thought it was this. I would have never thought it was making a platform of, to like
Me and you
talk,
both.
real stuff, like right with moms. I would have never
Yep.
thought it was podcasting or ParentPorch or
Yeah.
literally not what I thought. I did not know like I would be diving deep into like autism and ADHD and
Hmm.
advocacy and just what are the differences between raising a boy and a girl? Are there
Hmm.
differences? Like and being honest. And I think the biggest thing was accepting, yep, I am Dom, I am a mom, I'm a damn good one. And I want to do this. I want to try
Correct.
that.
Hmm.
I don't want to look at my kids and tell them to follow their dreams and they're like, "So mom, what was your dream?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, I had y'all and y'all became my dream." I would be lying. So
Big
like,
time.
I would be lying. So
For
I
real.
love that. I love the acceptance. Like, and I love that that's really a theme of what you've been talking about. It's like accept it, live in it, accept it, and you're saying like, don't drown in it. Like you
Correct.
can accept something and not let it be, something
Yes.
that holds you back and be a barrier.
Yes.
So I love that you said that. Okay, that was just my like extra throw in question, but I thought it was
I
super
like that
important.
one.
And I think people needed to hear what you said. So you've talked a lot about like a support system and your
Hmm.
connection to other moms and family and friends. And we know that it takes a village. We hear it all the time, whether you're a single
Correct.
parent or not. But single parents, I think, hear it a whole lot more. And
We do.
so and so they hear it and then they're like, okay, but who is my village? Like,
That's right.
all right, so like I don't know who that is.
Right.
How have you built a village for yourself and for your child? And what advice would you have for people who feel like they're doing this completely alone with no village?
Honestly, my village was already here. God given, I would say my family. Um, Definitely my family. Oh Lord. My family, but also I built my own village within my mom group, within Motherhood Unfiltered, and also outside of that with my friends. Um, Definitely realizing that I can't do this by myself, like of course you know that as a
Yeah,
solo parent, solo parent, excuse me, but you also realize like, hey, I cannot make this move right literally by myself. I'm going to have to tap in with everyone around me
yeah,
to for me to function, and also for him. And as you said, bringing the kid into it, definitely he had a built-in village. He was born with it. My
yeah,
family built-in village, but I also have friends that love him down. Okay. And when I'm in need of anything, um, financially, mentally, physically, they are there. They are there. And I really, really can't thank them enough. For real. I can't thank them enough
yeah,
for that, because it's hard to find outside sources that will love not only you but just your child, the
yeah,
same way, well, more, because when it comes to kids, they, you're on the back burner.
yeah,
They love them a little more, but it's so hard to find that. And when you do, it's just something you cherish. So definitely friends who became sisters, at this point, and added them to my village. I believe your second question to that was, I guess, tips on how to how to build that village.
yeah,
Once again, all of us don't have the same story. All of us don't have the same village. I've talked to plenty of solo parents that don't have my story as far as having family there,
yeah,
or even friends. So I would definitely say how to build that and how to really get that. Be honest, be
Yeah.
open. Nobody knows what you need until you speak. Nobody can read your mind because, circling back, not everyone had your experience. Even our elders, or even our
Yeah.
mom, they did not have the same experience. And some of them may have had that experience but did not know what it was called. For me, I had postpartum depression. I was diagnosed postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. My mom and everyone else straight up told me, I don't know how to tell you how to, tell you how to get through this or how to help you, because that didn't happen to me. I
Yeah.
didn't have
My mom definitely was like, I don't understand what that is. You just need to get up and go outside. I'm like,
right. Yeah. Mhm. And it's like,
like she didn't
no,
know.
yeah, they don't. And they also sometimes don't understand the changes that you're going to go through when you have those things. Because it's not something that you can just erase, because it's literally mental. It's a mental thing. Um, so speaking up, you have to speak up. You cannot be scared to say, hey, I'm not feeling this today. And I'm not really feeling too good about being a parent today. I need some help. Or I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. I need some help. And get down and dirty with it. Tell them how you feel. Don't hold back. Do not be scared to say, I think I'm gonna flip out in a minute, or I think I'm gonna break down. I cannot take this anymore. When I tell you, I tell my mom everything. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna spaz or I'm gonna break down. I need a break. But you
Yeah.
have to be honest. And even if it's not that dire, but you may need connection with another adult, or you may need help with your child because you're a new mom, just like, like me, I'm a new mom. He may do something and I'm like, is this normal? Like, what am
Yeah.
I supposed to do to it? Or
Yeah.
like, am I supposed to laugh in this moment? Am I not supposed to laugh in this moment? Am I supposed to, like, discipline him in this moment? Am I not? You may need that, but you have to be honest about it. You have to,
Yeah.
be honest about it. And if you don't have that around you, outsource it, baby. Get on Instagram, get on Facebook, join these groups, use discernment, okay?
Yes.
But join these groups, find your people. Everybody in these groups might not be your people, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and upwards that you're going to connect with, that can help you with the season that you're in with parenting. Do it. Go to these people. Hey, I really like your vibe, or whatever you want to say. Can we exchange numbers? I need community.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I need community. I need it because as a solo parent, I don't have it. And even the solo parents that have a great co-parenting relationship, be honest with that co-parent with the things that you need. if,
Yes.
if you need more weekends or weekdays whenever they get them, say it. If
Yes.
randomly it may not be their weekend, but you are at your wits end, you cannot take it, because as solo parents we take on everything, literally. So
Yeah.
it might be a day where you like, these kids need to go. They need to get away because I don't want to put off how I'm feeling on them, because it has no bearing on them. Be honest. Call that co-parent up. Hey, listen, I understand that it's not your weekend, but I'm about to spaz. Be honest.
Yeah.
Come get come get them now. Be honest about it. Tap into that, and don't be afraid to reach out to other people, to reach out to other moms. You would be surprised at the moms that, as much as you need them, they need you. It's
Yeah.
something that you're going through, or something that that you can feed them. And it's something that they're going through, something they have been through and overcame, that that they can feed you. It's like a vice versa thing. And it's really how you build community, for sure, and how you build your tribe. So overall, out of all of those words I just said, be honest.
Yes.
Be honest and speak up for yourself.
I like everything you shared. I was going through something similar, feeling like I was alone. And I talked to my therapist about it, and she said, well, what about your kids, like godparents? Or she's like, I keep hearing you talk about who you feel like should be reaching out to you, or should be your community, but like, are you paying attention to who is like reaching out, who is trying to connect, who is there? And it was
Yep.
like, oh shoot, yeah, there actually are people like in my neighborhood, single and otherwise, right, that are good friends of mine that I
Yep.
trust, that I'm like, oh, I can start going on walks with this person. And my
Mm-hmm.
daughter's godparents live down the street, got a good co-parenting relationship, but I had a lot of fear, right, with my
Yep.
son's dad. And, you know, even this past weekend with him, he told me my grandma passed away in October, as you know.
Mhm.
And he was like, Dom, I know you. Like, I know that you aren't going to ask for help. Like, you're super independent, almost to a toxic level. I want you to know grief is going to hit you. And when it does, let me know. I will do whatever. And he said this back in like October, like
Okay.
shortly after I got back. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, whatever. He already happened to have my son. And I text him and I said, man, when you said grief would just like hit out of nowhere, it's end of February. He called me immediately. Dom, are you okay? And I was like, you know, I'm kind of sad. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, okay, if you need me, like, I'm just checking. If you need me, let me know. And he like, don't go get a bottle. He's like, do not drown it in the bottle, right? Like, go. He's like, I want you to feel the feelings because he's like,
Yes.
the feelings are gonna be there after you have a couple margaritas. And he was right. I was like, no, I'm not. You know, I'm not gonna drown it. I'm gonna deal with it. You know, but it was helpful because we're talking about a person that I was afraid to interact with a year ago, who has now become like one. He has our son every weekend,
Okay.
a trusted place, and for him, he like, hey, if your daughter is not good over there, like I got a daughter over here too, like he has a stepdaughter, I will come get her to help you if you need some time.
Oh wow. That's
Dramatic difference, right?
yeah.
And so it's true. It's like some of that is like accepting where it is and then asking and being honest and,
Yes.
you know, keeping that going so that you get what
Mm.
you need over time.
Yes.
So I love that you mentioned it because it's just like super relatable to me um, very recently. So I think it's good advice for sure. Um, okay, last thing. So Motherhood Unfiltered. That is you keeping it real about parenting online all the time. Sometimes it's funny, and I'm like, she ain't lying. Like it's always right on time. I love it all, especially your most recent one where you're like, if you're a brand new parent, you can't answer this. That was my favorite. So of course you share this like unfiltered look at parenting, which so many people appreciate. And so, why is it important for you to show the real side of motherhood, and what impact do you hope to have on other mamas?
It's important because I feel like everything I'm saying, it's like all the questions kind of, it all came together.
Yeah,
Circling back once again, the honesty, the intention, all of that. I started it because, like you said, there was like literally no one that I
yeah,
saw being honest, or like how I am about it. Um, so to me, it was important to be like, okay, I'm gonna be obedient to God. I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna roll, but I'm gonna do it because somebody besides myself needs this. They
yeah.
need it. They need it. What I hope to gain, am I correct? What I hope to gain or what I
Yes.
to help,
Like,
okay.
what impact do you want to have?
Um, I just want to have the impact, ooh, on mothers to just be honest, tell the truth. I don't care what no one says. Whether you single, married, however it goes, single mom by choice, because that is a thing. However it goes, be honest about this. If you feel like you want to just throw them children in the trash, say it. Say it. Because it's someone who feels like that. If you feel like you just want to run away, because I've been feeling like that. My baby is 4, so I don't know what happened. He's not the sweet one, two. He's mean and he's 4. So some days I just want to run away because he's like discovering himself and learning who he is, and it's a little tough. I don't know if we lost her or what's going on. I think I'll just stop till she comes back.
I think we're
You're
back.
back.
It
Okay,
kicked me
yeah.
out.
I was still talking, but I was like, let me stop till she comes back.
Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so the impact of, okay, I'll start over.
Yep.
Honest, I just want them to be honest. about motherhood, the highs, the lows, the joys, the not so joyous moments. I want moms to understand that you are not alone and it is okay to hate this sometimes. It's okay to dislike being a mother sometimes. It's okay
Yep.
to just be real about how you feel no matter what. And it doesn't have to always be negative, but just be real about it. You could be in a
Yeah.
happy moment and be like, wow, I never thought, wow, I never thought this would be me. I never
Yeah.
thought I would be a mom, but here I am. I'm loving it, even though it comes with highs and lows, even being honest like that. Because like I said, I couldn't find a lot of moms who were honest. I saw a lot of moms who were like, oh my God, motherhood is just rainbows and unicorns. And that is not the truth.
I thought something was wrong with me. I was like,
Yeah, same.
I didn't enjoy pregnancy. Like that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Preeclampsia is not sunshine and rainbows, and eclampsia isn't either.
Hmm.
This child will not go to bed. I'm
Yes.
overstimulated by their touch.
Hmm.
Like I'm tired. I can't. I feel like every day there's something to figure out, right? And
Yes.
everything was like this carefully curated, cutesy, perfect lighting, perfect
Yes.
outfits.
Yes.
All and I'm like, I must be doing it wrong
Yeah.
until you popped up and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yes. Like I just like, sometimes I will record videos in a bonnet. I would record videos. I'm not dressed. Even now, I'm not really dressed up. I'm dressed like I'm going to yoga or something. Like, I just wanted moms to see that you do not have to, like you said, feel like motherhood has to look like rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
I want my impact. When people think of Motherhood Unfiltered, I want them to think of, listen, that lady helped me be real about where I am. That lady helped me understand how important community will be on my journey. That lady helped me understand how important building my mom tribe and village is on this journey. And also that lady let me know that I am more than a mother and
Yeah.
I need to tap into who I am. I just really wanted to impact it. And I don't know how big it's going to get. I don't know. I'm just doing this thing day by day. But I just want to help moms understand that this journey will not be easy. It's not going to always be rainbows and unicorns, and you're not always going to like it. But when you look in the mirror or you can face other people and you can say, hey, this is hard for me. I don't know how I'm going to make day to day with this. And especially speaking of solo parenting, I can speak from that. Sometimes I don't know how I'm going to do this. Sometimes I look around like, why did I do this? Why did I make this decision to just be a mom? This is too hard. How am I going to show him how to do this and I'm doing this by myself? It's so many things that come into your head, but I hope that through Motherhood Unfiltered, that moms will just embrace it, accept where you are, do not drown in it, understand that there is light at the end of that tunnel, and to just be intentional about the things you say, be intentional about your honesty, because we all need to be honest. That'll help us get through it, because when you continue to lie to yourself, them lies are just going to keep feeding and feeding, and you're never going to get what you need. You're never going to get the help you need. You're never going to get that community. So I just really hope Motherhood Unfiltered does that. I hope it does. And so far it has
Yeah.
helped. It has
Yep.
helped moms understand all of that and realize, like, hey, I can let my hair down. I can tell you today, I just want to toss everybody in the river, even married moms. It's
Yeah.
like today, toss
I want
everybody.
everybody out of my face.
Yeah, I want everybody out my face. Or I don't know how to be a spouse because I'm so hung up on being a mom, but I'm honest about it. And they come to us, like, hey, can you give us a tip or whatever? So, or even when it comes to that's another thing. It just popped in my head that I want Motherhood Unfiltered to do, especially to solo parents, the moms, of course. Stop worrying about what people say on the internet.
Yes.
Stop looking at the internet for validation on your parenting and validation on who you are as a woman. Please, speaking to the solo parents, do not believe what you see. Learn how to disconnect from this internet. Learn how to digest what they say. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. When it's not for you, Click not interested. Block these pages. Understand that you are more than a parent. Even if you're doing this by yourself, you are more than a parent. You deserve the financial freedom. You deserve that career. You deserve that love. Stop letting the internet
Yes.
how this solo parenting is going to go for you. If you have a great co-parenting relationship, don't think it got to be chaotic. You don't need the drama in your life because you see so and so and so going through it online and it looks good for the moment because everybody loves mess. Keep your co-parenting how it goes. If you feel like you need to put your co-parents on child support, do it if that's your situation. If you feel like you don't want to deal with it, don't.
Oh,
But stop letting the internet dictate how you move and how you feel about yourself, especially on the love. And I can go on and on and on with that one. But as a solo parent, it is one thing that you really have to do. Because if not, you're going to start thinking like, well, is there something wrong with me? Did I do this wrong? Am I doing my child a disservice? Am I doing myself a disservice because so and so has this opinion? Let them have it. Let them have
yep.
it. Let them have it. Do what works for you. So that is honestly one of the biggest things I hope women take from me. Do what you want to do in this parenting thing because there's no right or wrong way because there's not even a book for this. There's
Nope.
books out there, but those books are those that's that's a whole nother subject for another day.
Yeah.
Those books is not gonna help because not all of us have the same journey.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I just hope Motherhood Unfiltered just show moms like you can be you can be accepted, and you can do this parenting thing how you want to do it and just be honest about it.
I love it. Like Motherhood Unfiltered is the light in the tunnel. You ain't even
Yeah.
got like while you're in it, right? There is
Mhm.
this light shining in there, and I can say that that's true. And I think your content, and just like connection, even with the other moms, like in the chat, has been healing for me. Like I've been able to say, no, I didn't expect to be single, right? Like I
Right.
didn't expect this to happen. It,
That's
it
right.
wasn't even my reality until, like a few months ago, right? I didn't
Mhm.
expect that. And then I said, you know what, there's a lot of reasons why people would be single. And I think about me and what do I want to be able to tell my children? I do not want to say I accepted harm, for example. I accepted
Mhm.
the least for an image.
Correct.
Don't do that. Also, understand that you don't got to explain yourself to nobody on the internet.
Hello. That's right. These are strangers.
They do not have to know the ins and outs of your decisions and why you're a single parent. It
No.
doesn't matter
No.
because there's so many reasons why you could end up by yourself with a child.
Thank you. Thank you.
And most of the time, it is you ended up that way because it was for your safety and your benefit, right? Like
Thank.
for your
Yep.
mental health, for your physical health,
Yep.
for your child safety,
Yep.
all of that, right? And so I
Correct.
just love that you said that. That block, report, okay, like
Listen. Okay.
like reconfigure your algorithm to get
That's
all,
right.
because if you engage with it, you're gonna get more of it. And so
Yep.
I love that you said that. So y'all make sure that you follow Motherhood Unfiltered. It's
Please do.
MUV as in Victor, A
Mhm.
Hood Unfiltered, all one word. On Instagram, TikTok, coming to YouTube, just go ahead and subscribe. So have the bell notifications on. So once she
Yes.
drops, some more heat like this, you have access to it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me for this session. I think it was really powerful. I think you dropped a lot of good nuggets. I'm going to listen to it again and take some notes because there's so much that you said that I'm like, I need to turn that into an affirmation. That needs to go on a post-it note or on my mirror so that I remember it because there's,
Yeah.
like motherhood isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but it's also not always dark. And I
That's
think
right.
you said a lot about like staying in the moment, accepting what is, and just know that it just is, and
Correct.
then be honest and go forward. So I think that's the biggest thing, y'all. Be honest, and keep going,
Yep.
and connect with community, and even if you have to build it brick by brick.
Yep.
So thank you so much. Make sure y'all follow. I will see y'all in the next session. I hope you enjoyed that session. Make sure that you stay in touch with us for more content on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It is ParentPorch, ParentPorch. Also follow me on all platforms at Uncaped Mama, UNCAPEDMAMA. Continue to stay connected with us by email. Make sure you check your email for some goodies as well, and to stay up to date on all of our events and happenings, and to be ready for your next session. See you in the next one.